राक्षसहन्तारं वन्दे लङ्काभयङ्करं नमोऽस्तु रामाय सलक्ष्मणाय देव्यै च तस्यै जनकात्मजायै नमोऽस्तु रुद्रेन्द्रयुमानिलेभ्यो नमोऽस्तु चन्द्रार्कमरुद्गणेभ्यः नमः परमहंसास्वादितचरणकमलचिन्मकरन्दाय भक्तजनमानसनिवासाय श्रीरामचन्द्राय ओम. So, is the voice okay? Is the voice okay? Connection? Okay, okay. Okay. We are in the first sarga of Ayodhya Kanda and looking at Sri Rama's gunams, very nicely described by Valmiki. I think we have seen up till 16th. Kalochitamatihi kshatram swadharmam bahumanyate manyate paraya pritya mahat swarga phalam tataha. We have to see the next verse. Oh, that also we have seen. Nashreyasi rato yascha naviruddha katharuchihi uttarottara yuktinam vakta vachaspatiryatha. And now we have to see 18th verse. Arogas taruno vagmi vapushman desha kalavit loke purusha saragnaha sadhureko vinirmitaha. So arogaha means he is very healthy. There are no rogam that he has. So tarunaha is young. And then vagmi is perhaps he speaks very well. We will see what the commentators are saying. Prajanam, so vagmi vapushman is he has a very nice body. Desha kalavit, he knows the desha kala, what is to be done at what time, where, all that he knows very nicely. Loke purusha saragnaha, so he knows the innermost thoughts of people, perhaps that is what it means. Sadhureko vinirmitaha, so he's, so you say, they say, so Brahmaji took some extra time as though to make him, it's like that. So sadhuhu vinirmitaha, he is one person, he is like a unique piece, we say. So he is ekaha and sadhu vinirmitaha, so sadhuhu ekaha vinirmitaha. And this they are going to describe in various ways, we will see in the commentary. Now arogas taruno vagmi, one of the commentators also going to interpret it from that Taittiriya Upanishad. There is Ananda Mimamsa, right? So there the example, the standard for Anandam is started. So you have to start with some Anandam and then say more and more Anandam, they keep adding, right? So the standard there is a young man, nicely built. So yuva syat sadhu yuva dhyayakaha ashishto dridhishto balishtaha. So that is what is this shloka is. One of the commentators is going to say, we will see. So arogaha. Tattad, this is Tilakakara, tattad vidyapekshita brahmacharya vratantarameva snataha krita sama. No, so this is 20th verse. I have to say 18th. Okay. So aroga ityanena satkarmanusthana samarthyancha vapushman vipulam satvadi lakshana वपुर विशेषवान देश काल विदिति तत्तत् कर्म योग्य देश काल ज्ञाता. Now arogaha means, so he has the samarthyam to perform all the satkarmas, he is saying. Satkarma anusthana samarthyam cha. So this arogaha means, so he has the samarthyam to perform all karmas. So to perform all karmas, even for day-to-day actions, you need some health, and then to perform even some other great rituals, etc., you need even more greater energy, health, etc. So Rama has all that. And then Vapushman means, so he has a nice, very nicely built body, so wide chest, etc. So these days we say 56-inch chest, etc. So Rama was like that. That is Vapushman. So Vipulam Satvadi Lakshana Vapur Visheshavan. So he has so Vyudho Raskaha Vrishaskandaha, like Kalidasa describes. So he has tall shoulders and then wide chest, such kind of body he had. And then Desha Kala Vid, I told you, Tat Karma Yogya Desha Kala Jnata. So what is the appropriate thing to be done at an appropriate time and an appropriate place, he knows all that. And then Loke Purusha Saragnaha Nigrahanugrahaya Purushanam Dharmishthatva Adharmishthatva Rupa Sarajnata. So Purusha Sarag Loke Purusha Saragniha means in this Loka he is somebody who knows the Sara of Purusha. So what is the Sara of Purushas? So for Nigraha and Anugraha, for somebody, for some to punish somebody or to bless somebody. So how does Ishvara do that? He doesn't do according to his whim and fancy. He does according to a person's adharma or dharma respectively. So that is what he knows. He's saying Purusha Saragneha means he knows as Ishvara, he knows what is so the nature of this person. Has he committed any adharmas, then he will do nigraha, and if he has committed dharma, then he will do anugraha. So that nigraha and anugraha requires that Ishvara should know the sara of that person. Is he a dharmi or is he a dharmi? So that Rama knows, he's saying. And then as a king also you can take. So you should, when some case comes in front of you, those days king was the executive and the judiciary. So he would rule and he would pass judgment also. So that king has to know before passing any orders like that. He should know the nature of that person. Has he done anything wrong? All that he should be able to gather information, also witness and all that. So perhaps Rama knew all that very well. And then sadhuhu means sarva guna yuktaha brahmana kritaha. So Ramaha loke sadhuhu sarva guna yuktaha brahmana krita. So Brahma made him. So eka eva Ramaha loke sadhuhu. That is the idea. So sadhu rekaha means Rama alone in this world at his time perhaps, and later even till this day, if we have bhakti, that is how we look at, and a very nice attitude also, and a matter of fact also perhaps, that Rama was the only one who is very nice to look at, and he's the only one whom Brahma made like that. So today also we say he's an exceptional piece of beauty, something like that, or she's very exceptionally beautiful. So this is what this ekaha means, exceptional. So he's the only one like that who sadhuhu vinirmitaha means was made. So made by whom? Brahmaji comes in. That's how Brahmaji have been saying sadhureko vinirmitaha. So Shiromani Kara has arogaha nityam sakarana roga samsarga rahitaha. So roga comes because of some karanam. So Rama has nothing to do with the karanams that bring in roga. This is very important. How do we kind of keep roga away? So we keep roga away only by being healthy and having our practices to be healthy, etc. So Rama had such healthy practices. That is his idea. So sakarana roga samsarga rahitaha. He doesn't have roga and he doesn't have the karanams that bring in that roga also. So he led a very healthy life. Means he led a life of healthy habits. And then Purusha Saran Mahatmano Janatiti Purusha Saragnaha. So Purusha Saran means so the greatest amongst Purushas. That is how he's interpreting. So Purusha Saran Janatiti Purusha Saragnaha. Then who is Purusha Saraha? So Purusha Saran means so great Mahatmas, the greatest amongst people. Rama knows, that is he can recognize a Mahatma, Purusha Saragnaha. And then Sadhuhu Parakarya Sadhana Shilaha Sadhuhu. Sadhu is somebody else's job also he can do. That is, he can help another people. He is called a sadhu. That is how he is interpreting Parakarya Sadhana Shilaha. We will see these qualities. For example, he helped Sugriva against Vali, Then Vinirmitaha Visheshena Anya Nirmita Vilakshanatwena Nirmitam Nirmitihi Yasya Saha. So Vinirmitaha means Visheshena Anya Vinirmita Vilakshanena Nirmitam means Nirmitihi. So Vinirmitaha means he is something specially made as against the others. We are all looking this way. Rama has some special qualities in him which makes him look completely different from all others around him. Therefore, so this exceptionality, like Shiromani Kara has done in the past also, he brings in Aghatita Ghatana Patiyan Ityarthaha. That is, he can perform tasks that are otherwise impossible to do. Loke Sarva Bhuvaneshu Ekaha Parapratapadina Advitiya Eva. So he is Loke Ekaha. So Sadhuhu Vinirmitaha and then Loke Ekaha. That is how he connects it. So Loke Ekaha, he is the only one in this universe. It's like saying that so he is the one, we say sometimes like that. So he is the one means he is the only one capable of doing that task. When somebody says, who is the one who can do this task, then we say somebody's name and say he is the one. So that's how Valmiki also is perhaps saying Loke Ekaha. He is the one who can do everything. So Parapratapadina Advitiyaha. So in terms of power, vanquishing power, etc., he's the one. So he can vanquish everybody and still be invincible. That is the idea. Now, Bhushanakara, Govindaraja is nicely bringing in Taittiriya Upanishad, like I told you. So, Yuvasyat sadhu yuvadhyayakaha ashishtaha dradhishto balishtaha ashishto dradhishto balishtaha ityadi shrutyartho anena pratipadyate. So, that Shruti's artha, that what Shruti considers as the standard for happiness. You know, this person Shruti takes as an example a particular person with certain particular qualities, and then it compares all Anandams with that standard. So he's saying Rama is that standard. So that standard which Shruti has in mind, Rama has all those qualities which Shruti mentions. So how is it doing? Arogaha adhivyadhirahitaha. So arogaha means adhi and vyadhi. Adhi are mental illnesses, and vyadhi is physical illnesses. Maybe it's the other way, but I remember adhi vyadhi is mental and physical illness. Adhi vyadhi rahitaha. And then anena ashishtaha ityuktam ashana samarthyam. So ashishtaha, so by saying arogaha, he is saying ashishtaha is mentioned. How ashishtaha means ashana samarthyam ashirvada vishayatvancha uktam. So ashishtaha means, so he can eat very well and he can digest, something like that perhaps he means. And then ashishtaha actually means somebody who's, you know, at his prime youth, you know, how's a person. So he is very hopeful, he has a very positive outlook about the future, etc. He's very positive, he's very optimistic about the future. That is the idea of ashishtaha generally. So ashishtaha, here he is saying ashishtaha is arogaha. And then tarunaha means yuva. Tarunaha means a young person. Tarunaha yuva. And then vagmi prashasta vak. So vagmi means somebody who speaks very well. So tarunaha vagmi. By that he is telling what is covered in the Shruti, yuva and sadhu yuva. Okay, sadhu yuva. So yuva syat sadhu yuva dhyayakaha means, so Shruti is telling there is a young man, but don't take a young man who's, you know, who's an asadhu. So take a young man who's sadhu. So that is the standard that Shruti takes. Anyway, tarunaha yuva and vagmi means prashasta vak. So he's telling anena yuvadhyayakaha. So he's a very well learned person. That is what vagmi is indicating. So adhyayakaha, there what Shruti is telling, this is what vagmi is conveying here. He is telling tarunaha vagmi ityuktam. And then Vapushman means prashasta shariraha anena balishtaha ityuktam. So he has a very nicely built body. That is what balishtaha means. So here also this is what Vapushman is indicating. And then kaya balam, so kaya balam desha kala with adhyena desha kalajnaha anena sadhu shabdartho vivrtaha. So desha kala with means he knows when is the time to study and when is the time not to study. So yuvasyat sadhu yuvadhyayakaha, there sadhu is used as an adjective to yuva. Here he is using sadhu as an adjective to adhyayakaha. Maybe in Vishishtadvaita Sampradaya that is how they must have translated in the Bhashyams, or even if the otherwise you can put it. So no problem. Sadhu yuva, Shankara says sadhu adhyayakaha, he is saying. So desha kala with shows that he knows for adhyayana when is the right day. You know, in standard, in traditional way, there are some days in which they are called anadhyapana days. So days on which they don't teach. So every day they have classes. Then I think Amavasya and then some tithis like that. So the Pratipada Tithi, the first, the Prathama Amavasya, and the next day. So those days they don't teach. So those dates, tithis, Rama knows very well, and therefore he is Desha Kalavit, he is telling, and that is the Yuvadhyayakaha. So he knows when is the time to study, when is not the time to study, such things he knows. That is how Desha Kalavit he is interpreting. And Sadhu Shabda, Purusha Sarajnaha, Sakrit Darshana Matrena, Purusha Hridaya Sarvaswajnaha. So till there that is over. Yuvasyat Sadhu Yuvadhyayakaha, Ashishto, Dradhishto, Balishtaha. That was covered by all those things. Now Purusha Sarajnaha is there. So he is telling Sakrit Darshana Matrena, Purusha Hridaya Sarvaswajnaha. Just by seeing once, even if Rama is seeing somebody for the first time, he knows he knows entirely about that person. Rama is able to know. So Rama perhaps has some divya drishti, etc. You can say that way, or you can say Rama has that knack. You know, by seeing a person, he gets a very nice idea. In the first instance itself, he gets the best idea about the person. We will see when they first meet Hanuman what Rama says and all that. And then loke ekaha advitiyaha sadhuhu iti vinirmitaha nishchitaha. So loke ekaha means he is advitiya, matchless. He is in the world. Advitiya. Sadhuriti sadhuhu iti vinirmitaha. So sadhuriti vinirmitaha means if you see that body, then you will see, oh, Brahmaji created very nicely. Sadhu, sadhu, you will say. So like that, his body construction is. And then vinirmitaha nishchitaha. So he is decided. He is, everybody says that Rama is the one who is very nicely made. अपकारिषु यः साधुः स साधुरिति कीर्तितः इत्युक्त साधु विशेषत्व ज्ञापनम. So sadhuhu means, I think this has come before also sometime. So apakarishu yas sadhuhu sa sadhu iti kirtitaha. One who does good even to a person who harms him, he is called a sadhu. So Rama is like that. So ekaha sadhuhu loke, he is the only one who is sadhu in this world. Now next shloka, satu shrestha gunairyuktaha prajanam parthivatmajaha bahishchara iva prano bhuva gunatah priyaha. So you have said something. Purusha Saragniha, Desha Kalavit Ekaha, Arogaha, all conducive for Vedantic interpretation. Yeah, that is how it is. All these are, like I said, the standard of happiness. So Vedantic interpretation, I don't know what you have in mind. I'm guessing what you're trying to say. But these are qualities that give you, that kind of physical, what should I say, physical preparation for Vedanta. Like Swami Vivekananda says, Vedanta is not for sick people. So even today Swamiji was telling Tattvavedanta in the class in the morning. So for a sick person you cannot teach Vedanta, because the body and mind will be either mentally sick or physically sick. The body and mind will be pulling him down as though. But if you teach Vedanta to a person who is healthy, later when he is sick, these teachings will help him. So it will help him to kind of tackle with that mental state when a person is sick. If he has already studied Vedanta, it will help later. But when he is sick, you cannot teach. At least newly you cannot teach a person. Newly he is sick and he is coming, so you cannot teach him. That's why when people come with actual distress, you should not start teaching them Tattvamasi, etc. So you should address their topic for that moment, and maybe you can say one or two words. You should try to transcend these things, like that you can say. But for sick people, Vedanta doesn't work. So all this means that he has that physical and mental capability to kind of appreciate and understand, study Vedanta. Satu shrestha gunairyuktaha prajanam parthivatmajaha bahishchara iva prano bhuva gunatah priyaha. Satu shrestha gunairyuktaha, he is endowed with shrestha gunas. Now so far all the gunas that have been mentioned are also shrestha gunas. So here shrestha gunas, you should say these gunas that have been said and the gunas that are going to be said, and all other great gunas also he has. Satu shrestha gunairyuktaha prajanam parthivatmajaha. So this parthivatmajaha means the son of king. So parthiva means king, and parthivatmajaha, this Ramaha, prajanam bahishchara prana iva babuhuva. So he became as though the outer life of these people. He became the center of people's lives. You can take it that way. So Rama is as though the outer expression of their own lives. He became so dear to them that they see Rama as the extension of their own self. And then gunataha priyaha babhuva. To prajanam gunataha priyaha babhuva. He became, by his exceptional qualities, he became extremely endearing to people, to the prajas, to the citizens, and so endearing that when they look at Rama, they think that he is an extension of their own self. Now Tikakaras have something to say, and then I also have something to say on Shrestha Gunairyuktaha. We will see. So 19. Evam Shrestha Gunair Yuktatva Upadeshepi Dardhyaya Satyatva Pratyapanaya cha Punarupadishati Satu Shrestha Gunairyuktaha iti. So Tilakakara is telling all Shrestha Gunas have been mentioned already, and some more are going to be mentioned also. But still Dardhyaya, to reinforce, to make that emphasis that did you observe Rama has such Shrestha Gunas, do you observe, as though to emphasize on it, and then Satyatva Pratyapanaya, and also to tell us that these are really there in Rama. So these gunas Rama really has. To make that point, this Shrestha Gunairyuktaha has been mentioned once again. So though all the gunas mentioned now are also Shrestha gunas, so this is said to kind of reinforce that Shresthatvam and the Shrestha Gunavatta of Rama. And then Shrestha Gunair, now Prana Sadrishya Kathanat Prajanam Ramadhikam Ishtam Nasti iti Suchitam. So he is dear to people like their own lives means what? So it means that there is nobody more, there is nothing or nobody more dear to people than Rama itself, he's telling. So prana sadrishya kathanat prajanam ramadhikam ishtam nasti iti suchitam. Now Shiromani Kara and Govindaraja have nothing more to add to what has already been said. Now the Shrestha Gunayuktaha, assuming that you might be interested in a little Mimamsa interpretation here, it might be of use also, maybe in your profession, I don't know, so I'm just guessing, so I'm saying this. So if you're not interested in these things, you should tell me later, okay, don't waste our time, but I'm assuming you will be interested, so I'm saying the Shrestha Gunayuktaha, I want to draw upon a discussion which comes in Taittiriya Upanishad. Taittiriya Upanishad was quoted also here, by Govindaraja. So, Satyam Vada Dharmanchara Swadhyayan Ma Pramadaha Deva Pitrukaryabhyam Ma Pramadaha. You know that famous of Satyam Vada Dharmam Chara, and other dharmams also are mentioned. There is a Mimamsa. Satyam Vada Dharmam Chara means, so is Satyam Dharma or not? If it is Dharmam, then you don't have to say Satyam Vada. You can just say Dharmam Chara. So why say Satyam Vada and then Dharmam Chara and then some other dharmas? So Matrudevo Bhava, Pitrudevo Bhava, all come in the same Anuvaka. So why say especially Dharmam Chara? So the Purupakshi wants to. These are all not, it's not there in the Bhashyam or Andagiri Tika also. But so Kailash Ashram Tippani, this is mentioned. But it's a nice Mimamsa discussion. It is something that we should know. When you should give, so how you should interpret a general word. See the word dharmam there. So Satyam Vada, Dharmam Chara, that word dharmam has the capability of being mentioned in a specific sense also. In fact, if you ask Mimamsakas, they will say Yagadireva Dharmaha. So what is dharma? Dharma means performing the yagas mentioned in Vedas. That is only dharma, they will say. So Yagadireva Dharmaha. This is how Artha Sangraha etc. starts. So there dharma you can say Yajna Yagadi, that is dharma you can say. So one specific meaning is possible to be given, but still you should give a general meaning there. Why? That is the reason I will tell you. Here also Shrestha Gunay Yuktaha, you can give a specific meaning. You can say the gunas that person, a Shrestha person or Rama born in a Shrestha lineage like Rama, person born in a Shrestha lineage like Rama will have, such gunas Rama has. You can say like that specific meaning also. But a general meaning is given to say that all the gunas that have been mentioned and other gunas that are going to be mentioned, all of them Rama has. So Shrestha Gunair Yuktaha, Dardhyaya, etc. Tilakakara said. So for that there is a Nyaya. So when you say Brahmanebhyo Sarvebhyo Brahmanebhyo Dadhi Diyatam Takram Kaundinyaya. This is called Takra Kaundinyaya Nyaya. So Takra Kaundinya Nyaya, this is called. If you say for all Brahmanas you give Dadhi curd, and to Kaundinya you give buttermilk. So Kaundinya is another Brahmana. So he is perhaps born in Kaundinya Gotra. So they named him Kaundinya. Today also we see, at least in Andhra, people having Kaundinya as a name. Be that as it may, give curd to all the Brahmanas and buttermilk to Kaundinya. When you say, then the word Brahmana mentioned earlier has to be what should I say, reduced to mean all Brahmanas there except this Kaundinya. So that is called Sankocha. The word Brahmana there is Sankocha is done. That is, you reduce the scope for the word Brahmana to say, suppose 10 people are sitting there, all 9 people except that Kaundinya. So that is what you should not apply here. That is what I am saying. Because then there will be Virodha. Satyam Vada, Dharmam Chara, when you are saying, if you say Dharmam, so Dharma there, if you say, so this is Dharmam, suppose you say, then Satyam, etc. become Adharma. So you should not give such an interpretation. This Takra Kaundinya Nyaya, you should not use there. Then what is the Nyaya? The Nyaya is when there are many Visheshas mentioned, many specific things that are being mentioned, then one of them has to take a general meaning. So that is the rule there. So for example, so Patham Pathati, so Shabdam Brute, Pakam Pachati. When you say these things, then one of them you should take a general meaning. So Patham Pathati, you take it as Patham Karoti. So Patham Karoti means the same thing. Patham Patati also means the same thing. In the other places also, the verb there, Patham Patati, you take it in the general sense of Karoti. So Patham Patati, Shabdam Brute, Pakam Pachati, when you are saying, so this person does many tasks, that kind of Jnanam you will get. So one of them you should take it in a general sense. So that is what we are applying here. In Latin, in law, this is called ejusdem generis. I think I told this earlier also. When many things are mentioned and then some things are left out, then you should take a general, you get a general sense out of all these things. So for example, I told the same story also perhaps, that when you when you, so a wife, tells her husband in the morning, so that today I want to go shopping, then husband will ask, what do you want to buy? I want to buy vegetables, fruits, groceries, such things I want to buy. So he'll say, okay, I will tell the manager, you come to office and take money from him. Then the evening the manager will tell, he has to tell the, day's transactions, he has to report. So he says, today I gave madam 10 lakhs. He will say, why 10 lakhs? So he says, madam asked me. Then he will call her and say, why did you take 10 lakhs? You just wanted to buy groceries, etc. So she says, I went and bought jewelry. So he asked, you didn't tell me about jewelry. She says that in that etc. So fruits, vegetables, groceries, etc. I want to buy that etc. This jewelry is included. So that's how you should not make it that way. The point is, Mimamsakas are very particular about how Shabda gives us Jnanam Bodha, Shabda Bodha it's called. So if you make such irrelevant things in that etc., if you include, then the Shabda Bodha will be wrong. What is the perception that you get when you hear that statement? Kind of completely falls flat if you bring in irrelevant things there. Something like that. Here, when many Vishesha Gunas are mentioned, you get a general idea about that person. That's why one of the Visheshas should be interpreted in a Samanya way. That is why Shrestha Gunair Yuktaha you should not give. So then which one should you give specific meaning, which one a general meaning? That is another Mimamsa. According to context, you have to decide. So Shrestha Gunair Yuktaha, you should give a general meaning instead of saying other things. So these are all very Shrestha Gunas. That is the idea of Shrestha Gunair Yuktaha. Now, so whether you're interested or not, all my Pandityam I have kept in front of you. Now we have finished that shloka. Satu Shrestha Gunair Yuktaha Prajanam Parthivatmajaha Bahishchara Iva Prano Bhuva Gunatah Priyaha सर्वविद्याव्रतस्नातो यथावत् सांगवेदवित् ईश्वस्त्रे च पितुश्रेष्ठो बभूव भरताग्रजः. So सर्वविद्याव्रतस्नातः. So he has, so the Snataka karma, I think I told this earlier also. So that Snataka, so Samavartanam it is called after you study Veda. So Swadhyayo Adhyetavya, when you say you study your own Shakha of the Veda, you have to study. And in olden days, today I don't know if mostly people might not be doing it. That is, you have to study the meaning of the Veda also. And then you perform something called Samavartana as a karma and then go and get married. That Samavartanam today also people do. That's how typically marriage rituals start. So you perform Samavartanam and then the marriage starts. So even before Kashi Yatra, I think they do Samavartanam or something like that. So that is that Snataha. Vrata Snataha means Sarva Vidya Vrata Snataha. That Snanam there means that Samavartana Kriya. That is, you kind of officially come out of that Brahmacharya Ashrama. That is that Samavartanam there. So Rama has done all that. He has studied all the Vidyas, all that is to be studied in the Gurukulam he has studied. And now he has this called that Samavartanam or Snataka is called graduation actually. So Snatakotsavam in Andhra people, so when you have to call graduation ceremony, universities call it Snatakotsava. That is the graduation ceremony. So Rama has graduated from all the Vidyas that he has to learn in the Gurukulam. He has studied and he has graduated from them and get Yathavat Sangha Vedavit. So what are the Vidyas that he has learned? So the Vedas, that is his Shvashakha, we have seen with very nice reasons, as one of the Tikakaras pointed out at that time, that Rama belonged to Shukla Yajurveda. So the Shukla Yajurveda he nicely studied. So if you remember, in the time of Ashwamedha Yaga, on the basis of a particular shloka, the Mimamsa was done that this practice is there in Shukla Yajurveda, not in Krishna Yajurveda. So you can say Rama belonged to Shukla Yajurveda in that Ashwamedha Yaga. So Yathavat Sangha Vedavit. So he has studied Veda and then Vedanga, Siksha, Jyotisham, etc. All that he has studied, and then Yathavat, that is in the right procedure, in the nice way. So in the traditional way, how it is to be studied, he has studied Veda and Vedangas, Rama has studied. And then Ishwastrecha Pituhu Shresthaha Babhuva. So Rama became, so those days it seems Dasharatha was considered the greatest archer. And then Rama even became greater than Dasharatha. Pituhu Shrestha, here Pituhu is Panchami. So greater than even his father, Rama became. So Rama became greater than even his father in archery, etc. Pituhu Shrestha Babhuva Bharatagrajaha. Bharatagrajaha means Ramaha. Rama, who is the elder brother of Bharata, became such a great archer that he became famous and he became greater than even his own father. So sometimes children we say, this is, there is a saying like that also in Telugu. So Guru ni minchina Shishudu, they say. So that Shishya became so famous and knowledgeable that he became greater than even his Guru. Something like that. Even than his father, Rama became very famous in Ishwastra. In Ishwastra is Ishu and Astra, that is bow and arrow, that is in archery. Now, Bharatagrajaha, why is it mentioned? Govindaraja has a very nice way to put it, so we will see when we go there. Now, we will see some commentaries. Tilakakara is telling, Tattad Vidyapekshita Brahmacharya Vratanantarameva Snataha Krita Samavartanaha Ataeva Yathavad Ityadi. So, Yathavat Sarva Vidya Vrata Snataha. He has put Yathavat previous to the previous word. Sarva Vidya Vrata Snataha Yathavat. So as is required, so he has done. So somebody is going to say also, some people, so by studying the Vidya, they will do, after studying the Vidya, they will do Snat. So Vidya Snataha, some people are Vrata Snataha. No study, just Vrata Snataha. That Vrata has to be followed. They follow, maybe like people of these days, so many people at least, so they don't study Veda, but they do that Snatakam. Before marriage, they do Snatakam. What is the meaning? So they have not studied anything, just as a ritual they have done. Some people are like that. Some people are, so while studying in the Gurukula they study, but all the Vratams they don't fully follow. So they are Vidya Snataha, but Rama is Sarva Vidya Vrata Snataha. So he has studied everything and he has followed all the Vratams, Brahmacharya, etc. The Vratams that are required for a student in a Gurukula life, those Vratams also he has followed, and only after these two have been done, that he has followed the Vratams and studied, only then he has done that Samavartanam or that Snataha. That is Snataha means Snataha literally means he took a bath, but then there's a technical word, that is that Samavartanam he did. So he did after, according to the procedure, Yathavat. That is why he's saying is used there to show that as is required, Rama did all those things. Yathavat Snataha. And then Ishavaha Mantrahinaha Samantraste Astrani. So Ishuhu and then Astra. So Ishu and Astra, I said bow and arrow. Actually, Ishu and Astra both mean arrows. But then Ishu is Mantrahinaha. So issue is general arrows. Sometimes you don't. Suppose you have to hit suppose you have to pluck a fruit from a very tall tree. These Kshatriyas or people who know archery, what do they do immediately? We throw stone or something like that. So these people will hit an arrow and kind of take that fruit. So for those you don't need mantrita astras. They are called Ishu. Ishu who means mantrahinaha astraha ishavaha astrani. And then what is this Astra? Astra means Samantraha Astrani. So Samantraha Astrani. So Astras means those which include, so you say Vavyastra, Agneyastra, etc. There it means, so some mantra is being said when that Astra is being released, then they become Astra. So Mantrita Astra, Mantrita arrows become Astras, and Amantrita arrows, just arrows, they are called Ishavaha. And then Rama is an expert in both, and he's greater than even Dasharatha in that situation, in that case. Now Shiromani Kara is telling Sarva Vidya Vrateshu Vidyopayogi Nikhila Vrateshu Snataha Nipunaha. So Snataha he is interpreting as Nipunaha. So he is an expert. Snataha indicates, so Snataka, there's that Snataka karma indicates that he has obtained expertise. Otherwise he would have still been in Gurukula and tried to master those things, So that Snataha is a Lakshana for not Lakshanam, Lakshana for Nipunatvam. So he has performed Snataka and then come out of Gurukula means he has acquired the mastery. Now Govindaraja, Kechid, see this is what I told you. Kechid Vidyamatrena Snataha, Kechid Vratamatreena Snataha, Ramastu Vidyavrtabhyam Snataha, Adhitya Snayat iti Smrityukta Ritya Samyak Vedan Adhitya Vratani cha Kritva Krita Samavartanaha ityarthaha. So with Sarva Vidyavrata Snataha, I told you some people, Vidyamatrena Snataha, they study and perform the Samavartanam. The Vratams that are required, they don't perform. Some people perform the Vratams, but they don't study. So Vratamatrena Snataha, Kechit, some people are like that. Ramastu Vidyavratabhyam Snataha, he has performed all the Brahma, he followed all the conduct, and then he has studied also. And then Smriti is there, Adhitya Snayat, etc. Ityadi Smrityukta Ritya Samyak Vedan Adhitya Vratani cha Kritva Krita Samavartanaha ityarthaha. So he has studied, I think this Adhitya Snayat, it has been criticized somewhere, I think, if I remember. So anyway, there is a lot of discussion on these things. When should you come out of Gurukulam? So should you just study the Shabda of the Veda and then go out? Should you study Shabda of the Veda and Artha also? And then after studying the Artha, should you do Mimamsa also? Dharma Mimamsa. Then if you say Mimamsa also you should do, then should you stop with Dharma Mimamsa or go to this Vedanta Mimamsa also? Sharirika Mimamsa also should we go? Suppose you say Sharirika Mimamsa also, you should study and then go. Then the problem would come once you start do Shariraka Mimamsa, then you become a Jnani, then you can't go and perform the karmas. Whereas Guru says Satyam Vada, Dharmam Chara, Swadhyayanma, Pramadaha, Deva Pitrikaryabhyamma, Pramadaha, all those karmas you do, he's telling how will that be possible. So there is a lot of discussion there. So most people say that you study the meaning of the Vedas and then Mimamsa also, Dharma Mimamsa you study and then you go. That is one interpretation. And then that Brahma Mimamsa you do based on Jignasa. If you have Jignasa, you study, otherwise you perform your karmas. Then later in your life you might get that Jignasa. At that time you perform Brahma Mimamsa. That is one way. And then recently somewhere I read, that is why I'm getting this doubt. Recently I read somewhere that's Adhitya Snayad. Actually that Smriti is a baseless Smriti. That is, you study Vedas, the Shabda you study, and then some basic Artha you will know. And then if I am correct, this is how I remember, then for studying Mimamsa, there is another Shruti Vakya, and then for so for everything they need a Shruti. You know, why are we doing this? Because Shruti is telling. They need something like that. So for studying Mimamsa, they have another Shruti Vakya. For studying Brahma Mimamsa, for studying Vedanta, the standard Shruti Vakya that they quote is Atmavare Drashtavyaha Shrotavyaha. And then Mantavyo Nididhyasitavyaha, that is part of Shrotavyaha. So Atmavare Shrotavyaha is there. That is the vidhi for studying Brahma Mimamsa. Like that, recently at the first time I came across something like that, that this Adhitya Snaya is actually a very wrong Shruti. It has been said somewhere. Maybe Anandagiri only said it. I have to check. I will tell you later if you're interested, but Adhitya Snaya. Be that as it may, Yathavat Tattvata. Now Yathavat Sangavedavit, he is telling Yathavat means Tattvataha Sangavedavit Sangavedarthajnaha Anaya Prithaguptya Adhyanam Akshara Rashi Grahana Phalam Ityavagamyate. See, he is also telling that. So Sangavedavit and then Sarva Vidyavrata Snataha, two separate things. Why should you say? So he Sarva Vidya Snataha includes that the Sangaveda Vedas he has known along with all the Angas. So here separately when you are saying, it shows that he is telling Anaya Adhyanam Anaya Prithaguptya, by saying it separately, Adhyanam Akshara Rashi Grahana Phalam. So Adhyanam ends with Akshara Rashi Grahanam. That is merely Shabda of the Veda when you learn. That is itself Vedadhyayana. To mean to say to mention that is why. So to show that why Valmiki has used two separately. He has studied the Vidyas and he has known them also. So known them. So Vedavit, when you say, that means he has known the meaning. Why should he say two things separately? Because studying the Vedas ends with studying just the Shabda. That is the indication he's saying anyway. So I also recently read something like that in Anandagiri's Tika on Taittiriya Upanishad. Now, if I remember rightly, now Bharatagrajaha, he is nicely saying Bharatagrajaha Asmin Arthe Bharatena Nirupaniyo Ramaha. So this Rama later in Ayodhya Kanda only, he is going to praise Bharata by saying Bharata is a great archer. So now Bharatagrajaha is to show Valmiki saying Bharata is a great archer, but Rama is greater than even Bharata. That is what he tries to say. So in almost not almost the end, but somewhere later when Bharata goes to meet Rama, you know, in the Vanavasa time. So when Bharata goes there, so this Lakshmana sees from a distance, he sees the flag of Ayodhya, etc. Then he infers Bharata is coming along with the army. Then he goes and complains to Rama, Bharata is coming. Now let me go, let me prepare. Rama, you go into the kutia, you put off all the fire. I will go and fight with Bharata. Such things very excitedly he keeps telling. Then Rama tells him one shloka. That is what he's quoting here. So Maheshwase Mahaprajne Bharate Swayamagate iti Ramasya Vachana. So that full shloka is, so Kimatra Dhanushakaryam Asinava Sacharmana Maheshwase Mahaprajne Bharate Swayamagataha. So Lakshmana, as even he's saying those words, he's preparing all his bow, arrow, shield, sword, everything he's collecting. So Rama is telling him, calm down, what is the use? So Kimatra Dhanusha Karyam, why are you taking all that bow, etc. Asinava Sacharmana Kim Karyam. Asi means sword, and then Charma there means the shield, you know, use the shield. Then that bow, that sword, shield, all that you are, why, what is the use? Hey Lakshmana, Maheshwase Mahaprajne Bharate Swayamagate. When Bharata himself is coming, there is no harm to us. That is his meaning. In later shlokas he will say. So Bharata himself is coming, you are saying, there is no harm for us. Why are you kind of taking all these things? There he uses an adjective to Bharata, Maheshwase Bharate. So there that is Saptami, Sati Saptami, that if such a Bharata himself is coming, who is Maheshwasa, that is who is a great archer. Now Bharatagrajaha shows that he is Bharata's elder brother when it comes to archery also. Physically anyway he is And when it comes to archery also, he's Bharata's elder brother, means he's greater than even Bharata. So very nicely he connected a later episode with here. सर्व विद्याव्रतस्नातो यथावत् सांग वेदवित् ईश्वस्त्रे च पितुश्रेष्ठो बुभुव भरताग्रजः कल्याणाभिजनः साधुरदीनः सत्यवाग्रुजुः वृद्धैरभिविनीतश्च द्विजैर्धर्मार्थदर्शिभिः. So Kalyanabhijanah means so various interpretations they are giving. Kalyanabhijanah means he is born in a very nice auspicious lineage, etc., something like that. And then Sadhuhu, I told you already, Sadhu, we will see what they are saying. Adinaha is he's never in a pitiable condition. So that is one way. And then Adinaha, they will give some other meaning. Satyavak, that he always speaks Satyam. And then Rujuhu. So Rujuhu is very straightforward. He is Vriddhaihi Abhivinitaha. So that is, he is very humble towards elders. That is one meaning. And then Dvijaihi Dharmartha Darshibhihi. This is an adjective to Vriddhaihi. Who are those elders in front of whom Rama is very humble? So those Brahmanas, and then Dharmartha Darshibhihi. Those Brahmanas who know Dharma, Artha, etc. They know such kind of, in front of such elders, Rama is very humble. That is the meaning. Now we will see Tilakakara is telling Kalyana Abhijanaha Janma Bhumihi. So his Janma Bhumi, that is Kalyana Abhijanaha means Janma Bhumi. So that Ayodhya, etc. you can say, or you can say the womb from which he is born is a very auspicious kind of person, etc. You should take that way. Or Janma Bhumi, Ayodhya itself. So Kalyana Abhijanaha. Oh, sorry, maybe it means that Kalyana Abhijanaha means he is the Ashraya for all Kalyana Gunas. You can take it that way. He is the Janma Bhumi for all the Kalyana Gunas. That way also you can take Kalyana Abhijanaha. And then Adinaha. Adinaha means Shobha Hetavapya Kshubdhantah Karanaha. That is Adinaha here means he has that Indriyas under control. Till now we have seen so his mind under control, etc. Here Adinaha shows that he is not Dina. Dina means he is already surrendered. So he is not surrendered unto the Indriyas. He is not in that helpless situation. He is Adinaha. His Indriyas are under his control. How? So Kshobha Hetavappi. So even when there are hetus for him to be disturbed by the Indriyas, still Akshubdha Antahkaranaha. So his mind is not disturbed even when there are reasons to be disturbed. That is, so here you should take for Indriyas. Okay. So Akshubdha Antahkaranaha. That is Adinaha. Satyavak Krichrepi Satyavakta. Then Satyavak means, so he is telling Krichrepi, even at the time of difficulties. Sometimes you, in that difficult moment, you kind of speak an untruth. So Rama is not like that. Krichrepi Satyavak. So even at the time of great difficulty, great calamity has fallen upon him. So if one lie if he tells, he can escape from there, but he doesn't. He always speaks the truth. And then Satyavakta, and then Abhivinitaha Shikshitaha. That is, he has been taught by these Vriddhas, etc. That is Abhivinitaha, he is saying. He is being taught by these Vriddhas who are Dvijaihi Dharmartha Darshibhihi Shikshitaha. That is, he is very humble. That way also you can take. Now Shiromani Kara Kalyana Abhijanaha Kalyanani Ashritana Mangalani Abhijanayati Utpadayati Saha Sadhuhu. So that is Kalyana Abhijanaha. Kalyanani Ashritana Mangalani Abhijanayati Utpadayati. So Kalyana Abhijanaha means Kalyana is all the Mangalams, that all the good things that accrue to his, people who take shelter under him, those things, he is the one who grants those, he is the one who gives them those auspicious things. So Abhijanayati Utpadayati. So to people who take Ashraya under him, he is the one who gives all the good things to them. Then Sadhuhu Ashritanam Sarala Swabhava Sampadakaha. So here Sadhuhu, he is putting in terms of he making other people Sadhuhu. Sadhu, because already Sadhu has come, now he is interpreting in different ways. Sadhuhu Ashritanam Sarala Swabhava Sampadakaha. So he is the one who makes his Ashritas into simple people. Sarala Swabhava, they are simple-minded people, he makes. So that is what is the idea. And then Adinaha Sarvakale Dainya Rahitaha. So Adinaha here, Dainyam means actually you can take as poverty. So there is no time when he is in that helpless situation of poverty. Rama is never in that situation. And then Satyavak, Satya Pratignaha. Satyavak here, so already Satya has come 2-3 times earlier. So Satyavak here, he is telling his Pratigna. If Rama has taken some Sankalpa, made some promise, that always he is going to see to it that he achieves it also. That is what Satyavak is telling, Satya Pratignaha. And then Rujuhu Sarala Swabhavaha, very simple living, we say, that is Rujuhu. And then Dharmartha Darshibhihi Dvijaihi Vruddhaischa Abhivinitaha Sikshita Paraniti Margaha. So here, so he has been taught by these Dvijaihi, by three kind of people. He is putting it that way: Dvijaihi, by Brahmanas, and then Dharmarthadarshivihi, those who know Dharma and Artha very well, and then Vruddhaihi, by generally by elders in age. By such people Rama has been taught. Now Govinda Raja Abhijanaha Matru Pitru Vamshaha Kalyanaha Shobhanaha Abhijanaha Yena Saha Tatha. So Abhijanaha means Matru Pitru Vamshaha. So the lineage of his father and his mother. Kalyanaha means Shobhanaha. So very nice. So that is, by the birth of Rama, the lineage of his mother and father became sanctified. That is the meaning of Kalyanabhijanaha, he is telling. Sadhu means Nirdoshaha ityarthaha, he is interpreting. Kalyanabhijana sadhur adina satyavagrujuhu vruddhairabhivinitascha dvijay dharmarthadarshibihi dharmakamartha tatvajnaha स्मृतिमान प्रतिभानवान लौकिके समयाचारे कृतकल्पो विशारदः. So dharma kamartha tatvajnaha. So dharma, kama and artha he knows. So the tattvam of these three things he knows. And then by lakshana you can include moksha also. Some people in that tattva, I think they are including moksha. We will see dharma kamartha tatvajnaha smritiman. So his memory is also very sharp. And then pratibhanavan. So pratibha, they will say something. So his skill, etc. maybe. Laukike samayachare kritakalpaha visharadaha. So laukike means in the laukika karyams, and then samayachare. So samayachara is then technical. Sanketika karyams are called samayachara, and then they will say vaidika karyams are samayachara. So laukike samayachare kritakalpaha. So he has been very nicely taught, and then he follows them also. Visharadaha, he is an expert in general, or expert in this laukika and samayachara. Now we will see what they are saying. Tilakakara laukike kritakalpaha sampadita samarthyaha samayachare dharme visharadaha kushalaha. So now laukike kritakalpaha samayachare visharadaha. That's how he is interpreting. Laukike means in laukika task, he is kritakalpaha. Kritakalpaha means sampadita samarthyaha. Kalpa, there he is saying, he is interpreting as samarthyam. Kritakalpaha means sampadita samarthyaha. So he has acquired that expertise in laukika vyavaharas. So that is laukike kritakalpaha. And then samayachare means dharma. Samayachara, he is saying dharma. Visharadaha kushalaha. He is an expert at dharma also. That is, so the dharma that comes from studying Vedas, etc., that he knows very well, and he follows that also. Shiromanikara dharma kamarthanam tattvam tat sukshmakaram janati sa artha shabdena paramartha bhuta mokshasyapi grahanat na nyunata. Now dharma kamarthanam tattvam janati iti dharma kamartha tattvajnaha. Now what is the dharma kamarthanam tattvam? Tattva means that sukshmakaram janati. So the nuances of dharma, artha and kama, some of these will come later. So artha, so how the nuances of artha Rama knows very well. I think in this chapter only it will come. So the nuances of what constitutes dharma, how should you spend money, artha, and then kama is how should you, what are the kind of desires that you should acquire, and then you should indulge in such things. So he knows the nuances of those things, because these are always there is a verse like that, so I don't remember that the nuances of dharma, so it's very difficult, so it's something, so so it's not very easy to get what is the dharma, what is the dharmic thing to do in a given situation. So that Rama knows very well. It is not easy, but Rama knows it very well. That is dharma kamartha tattvajnaha. Then by artha shabdena paramartha bhuta mokshasyapi grahanat na nyunata. So one might say dharma kama artha is there. What about moksha? Now he didn't say moksha, so nyunata has come. Rama doesn't know moksha, about moksha dharma or what. So no, artha is included. The word artha there includes artha as well, and then artha as parama purushartha also. That is moksha also is included. In fact, that is the only purushartha. They say, if you come to Vedanta, they say moksha is the only purushartha. All the other things kind of are just incidentally, you are thinking they are purushartha, so Mahatma say, okay, that is also one purushartha. In fact, the actual purushartha, you should say sukha. Sukha is the purushartha. These are all means to sukha. Dharma, artha, kama are means to sukha. So Sukha is the only Purushartha everybody is seeking. So such kind of Vichara comes in Vedantic text. So Dharma, Artha, Kama means to Sukha, whereas Moksha is Sukha itself. Therefore, Moksha is the Parama Purushartha. Be that as it may, Grahanata and Nyunata. Smritiman, Abhava Pratiyogi Smriti Vishishtaha. So Rama has Smriti, Rama has great memory. But how is that memory? Abhava Apratiyogi Smriti. So I told you Shiromanikara uses Nayayika language sometimes. So Abhava Apratiyogi Smriti is that Smriti which is never lost. That is, so there is something that we don't remember. Okay, then what is so there is something we don't. Actually, this is how they bring in Vedantins say there is nothing called abhava at all, because when you say, oh, I don't remember something, suppose somebody says, if you ask him what is it that you don't remember, suppose he answers this is what I don't remember, then actually you are knowing it, there is no abhava there anymore. Okay, that's a different context. In the context of negating abhava, there is nothing called abhava at all, they say. Be that as it may, so his smriti never becomes the pratiyogi of abhava. That is, he doesn't forget anything at any time. That is the idea. That is, there is no smriti of his that is lost. That is, he forgets. That is smritiman. Then pratibhanavan means pratibhanam, prativastu prakashanam tadvan. So pratibhanavan he is interpreting as though tasya bhasa sarvam idam vibhati. So Rama has some kind of shine, or so physically also you can take, of course, as Chaitanyam, it is it is he that is being seen as all these things. So Pratibhanavan, he has some kind of radiance around him, that because of that radiance everything is seen. You can take that way also. Laukike laukikacharane samaye samyak ayaha. So samaya means samyak ayaha shubhavaha vidhihi. That is laukike. Laukike means laukikacharane, in laukika transactions, and samaye he is interpreting as vaidika vidhi. How is he doing that? Samaye means samyak ayaha samayaha shubhavaha. That is something that brings in auspiciousness. That is samaya he is telling. And then vidhihi, what is it that brings in what is it that brings in auspiciousness? Vidhihi, Vaidika Vidhihi, Tasya Achare. So Vidhi is there in the shloka or what? So Samaya Vidhi is not there in the shloka, but anyway, he is telling that Vaidika Vidhi, following that, is what brings in auspiciousness. And then Tasya Achare, Acharanecha, Kritaha, Prakatitaha, Kalpaha, Samarthyam, Yena. So in following that Vaidika Vidhi, he has displayed kalpa, that is samarkrita. Kalpaha means displayed samarthyam. Rama has so displayed samarthyam. There displayed is not verb but then adjective. So his samarthyam is something that is prakata, has been displayed. He has exhibited, he has proved very well that he has samarthyam in following laukika vaidika vidhis also. So Rama has shown expertise in following vaidika vidhi. And then ataha eva visharadaha sarvatra nipunaha. Therefore Rama is visharada. Ayaha means how to put it, something that brings in, I think. So shubhavaha, he's telling, samyak ayaha. So ayaha, I have to check the literal meaning. Anyway, tasya achare acharane cha kritaha prakatitaha kalpaha samarthyam yena ata eva visharadaha sarvatra nipunaha. Therefore Rama has acquired. So Rama is visharada. Why? Because laukika affairs he can perform very nicely. Vaidika affairs he can perform what should I say, perform very nicely. Now Nidhritas, Govinda Raja is there. Dharma Kamartha Tattvajnaha means na purvad madhyaman naparan kuryat iti smrityukta ritya purvanadishu kaleshu acha na purvanha madhyanna aparan kuryat iti smrityukta ritya purvanadishu kaleshu kartavya dharmartha kamajnah. That is, he knows at this purvanha what should be done, madhyana what should be done, and then aparanha what should, so morning, evening, and morning, afternoon and evening. So at that time what is to be done. So he is saying like that. That is, so what is to be done Rama knows, and then he does them also. That is dharmartha kamajna tattvajnah. Then smritiman means jnatartha vishaye vismarana rahitaha. That is, smritiman is something that has already been known, he doesn't forget. So jnatartha vishaye smritiman, all things that he has known once, then he never forgets it. That is smritiman. So in that jnanam itself, in Nyaya they say there are two types of jnanam that we acquire. Suppose you are walking on the road, two kinds of jnanam that comes to you. There are some technical words to it. So jnanam that registers importantly in your mind. So that is what remains as smriti. There are other things that are registered in your mind but not with importance. Suppose you are seeing, so suppose you are going on the road, then you see some vehicles are passing. So incidentally you might have noticed the number plate on that vehicle, but then that number you see, but it doesn't register in your memory. So Rama's memory perhaps is such that he registers everything. So eidetic memory, something like that they say, maybe Rama was like that. But then it's too much to say that he knows everything that he has seen. So all the important things that he has known once, he never forgets him. That way you can take. Pratibhanavan means prajnam, nava navonmesha shalinim pratibham viduhu. So prajna, so pratibha means prajna. So nava navonmesha shalinim pratibha is called prajna. So prajna is, so pratibha means prajna, he is telling. So that ever sharp, ever shining kind of knowledge. Some people, when you see them, so they have their facts under their hands, when they speak, etc. So that is that prajna, Avanavonmesha Shalini. That is how I am interpreting. Avanavonmesha Shalini is always shining. It is always, always very evident, that their knowledge is very evident when they speak, etc., when they behave. That is that prajna, that kind of prajna this person has, Rama has. Ityukta lakshana pratibhana yuktaha. That is pratibhanavan. Their pratibha is that one. Samayachare Sanketikachare. Sanketastu Samayaha. So Samayachara, he is telling is technical kind of things. Technical in those days comes from Veda. So Laukika, what is the opposite of Laukika? General. Technical. Technical is coming from Veda. So those things he knows very well. Kritakalpaha, Krita Samsthapanaha, Visharadaha, Tadacharana Samartha. Same spirit. Nibhritas Samvratakaro, Gupta Mantra Sahayavan. Amogha Krodha Harshascha Tyaga Samyama Kalavit. So Nibhritaha I think means, so Nibhritaha is Vinitaha. He is very humble. And then Samvritakaraha means Gudabhiprayaha. That is, so so Nibhritaha, Samvritaha actually in some sense mean the same thing. But then Nibhritaha he is telling in terms of mental. So Tilakakara is telling like that in terms of mental capability, he is very humble. That is in a mental sense, he is humble, Vinitaha. And then Samvritaha also, bringing closer. It's like, suppose this is Vivrita and then this is Samvrita. I'm kind of closing my body or something like that. That's called Samvrita. So there Samvrita means, so his thoughts he keeps to himself. That is how he is interpreting. Nibhritaha Samvritakaraha. That is, even by his body, he never expresses the thoughts that are going on in his mind. Gupta Mantraha is one way. He has secret intelligence, we say, that is Gupta Mantraha. Sahayavan, his Sahayavan means he helps others or he gets help. Even I think both ways commentators are saying, we will see. Amogha Krodha Harshascha. So Rama's Krodha and Harsha are Amogha. They never go in vain. Suppose Rama gets angry on somebody, then there is no way he can escape. That is Amogha Krodha. So, and then Amogha Harsha also. If Rama becomes extremely happy towards somebody, then there is no way that person can be harmed anymore. So that is Amogha means, so there is no, it's not futile. That is the meaning of Amogha. So his Krodha and Harsha are never futile. Tyaga Sanyama Kalavit. So Tyaga and Sanyama. So when you should give and when you should restrain from giving, those things he knows. So let us finish this shloka for today. I will see the commentaries also. 23rd. So Tilakakara, Nibhritaha means Vinitaha, he is humble. Physically also humility you can take, Nibhritaha. And then Samvritakaraha, maybe I told the other way, Nibhritaha, Vinitaha is in a physical sense, and then Samvritakaraha is in a mental sense, Gudabhiprayaha. So his thoughts are secretively, he doesn't express what is going on in his mind outside. You will see that actually in Ayodhya Kanda itself, what exactly is going on in Rama's mind when this Vanavasa etc. news dawns upon him, it only comes much later. At that time, he does what is to be done at that time. But what Rama personally thinks, that is a very nice lesson to learn. What is it that you personally want and what is it that is to be done? That what is important of both of them. What is it that you want becomes raga and what is to be done becomes dharma. So Rama follows dharma immediately. Pitruvakya Paripalanam he does. But actually what is it he wants? Actually it's not relevant to the context. For Rama at least, Rama says this is dharma, so therefore I have to do. I might want something else, but that doesn't matter to the context at all. That he will reveal to Lakshmana later. We will see anyway. So गूढाभिप्रायः गुप्तमन्त्रः, there is one पाठ he is saying इति पाठे फलपर्यन्तं मन्यादि विदितमन्त्रः फलपर्यन्तम् अन्य अविदितमन्त्रः. So guptamantraha, that's the patha here also. Anyway, guptamantraha means, oh, guptair mitraha, iti another patha is there. Gupta mantraha means, so his deliberations with his council of ministers, etc. So just give me 2-3 more minutes, I will finish this. The deliberations in the council of ministers that when Rama has, he is the prince, you know, he is also entitled to follow in to kind of attend those council of ministers deliberations that Dasharatha does. So the deliberations that happen there in the council of ministers, till it is actually implemented, nobody will know. That is, there is no leak. So official secrets are never leaked. That is the meaning of Gupta Mantraha, he is telling. Guptair mitraihi iti pathaha prachuraha. Guptair mitratvena sarvajñataihi. So Guptair mitraha is one word, is one patha he is telling. The pathaha prachuraha. There is a famous patha Guptaihi mitraha. So that is Guptaihi mitratvena sarvajñataihi Guptaihi mitratvena then tadrishahi pararashtra bhedado mukhya sahayaha. That is Guptaihi mitraha. Maybe that is the patha. Tilakakara is pointing out, though the alternative patha is not perhaps found in any manuscripts. Otherwise, he would have given the editor of this book. So he is held by such people who other people don't know that these are the persons who are helping Rama, or these are the persons who are revealing this information to Rama that nobody knows. So sarvajñataihi, so he is held. So people that nobody knows who is passing on this information to Rama, he doesn't know. Tadrishahi pararashtra bhedado mukhya sahayaha, he is telling. Such kind of intelligence that you gather, you don't know. So this comes in the context of enemy kingdom. Suppose there is an enemy kingdom, somebody is passing on secrets from that kingdom to Rama, but nobody knows who's doing it. So Tilakakara is telling, such people are the ones who help in later vanquishing or conquering the enemy Rashtra. Such intelligence is required, and Rama has such intelligence inputs he has, that who's helping, who's passing on this information, nobody knows. And then such intelligence is very important, he is telling. Tyagaha means vittadehe satpatre danam. Samyamaha means nyayena arjanam tat samayajnaha. So here Tyagaha he is interpreting as danam, but then satpatre danam, to an eligible person you should do danam, that is Tyagaha. And then Samyama he is interpreting as arjanam, that is acquiring wealth also. So when is that you have to donate, and when is it that you have to acquire? These two things Rama knows very well. So that samayajnaha means at what time should you donate, at what time should you acquire wealth, such things he knows very well. Very quickly, Shiromani Kara is telling Nitaram Bhritaha Sevitaha Matravayaha Ityarthaha Yena Saha Nibhritaha. So Nibhritaha means Nitaram Bhritaha Sevitaha Matravayaha Yena. So Nibhritaha means he by whom Mata, Pita, etc. are Nitaram Bhritaha. So Yena is important. So this is in that Karanarthe, I think. So Nibhritaha. Karanavyutpatti, I think it's called. Karanavyutpatti, is it possible? I don't know. Anyway, so Nitaram Bhritaha Yena. So by whom everybody is nicely served. So everybody is not there. So Bhritaha, whom Matradaya, he is telling. So mother, father, gurus, etc. by whom are very nicely served. He is called a Nibhritaha. So Rama is Nibhritaha. Then Samvritaha means Prakritair Ajñataha. Samvritaha means, so this is like an open secret, we say, Rama is an open secret, because Laukika people don't know. Rama is moving around them, but they don't know that he is Sakshat Vishnu itself. That is Samvritakaraha. So Rama's physical body is big enough, but then people don't recognize him. So Avajananti Mam Mudhaha Manushin Tanumashritaha, like Krishna says in the Gita, Rama is like that. So Prakritehi Ajñataha, he is telling Samvritaha. Then Akaraha, then Samvritaha you have explained, but then Samvritakaraha is there, so Akaraha is giving separately. Akaraha Prakrita Vilakshana Swarupam Yasya Saha. So Akara, so Shiromani Kara always wants to bring in Rama as Paramatma, etc. So Akaraha, he has form. When you say, then why should you separately say he has form? Then you have to say when he has a form which is different from form of others. Like Hanuman, Hanuman means one who has very nice cheeks. So why should you say Hanuman? Everybody has cheeks, but then Hanuman's cheeks are very marked, you know, that is, they are very something special about them is there. That's why he got the name Hanuman. Like that, he is also Akaraha. Why should you say Akaraha? Everybody has Akara, but then his Akara is something special. So in that sense, Akaraha. Then गुप्त मंत्रः गुप्तः फलोत्पत्तेः पूर्वं ज्ञातुम् अशक्यः मंत्रः यस्य सः. So the mantraha means again the same spirit. Before the implementation, nobody knows what is the policy decision that is happening, etc. Sahayavan prashasta mantri vishishtaha. So Sahayavan is being interpreted as, so he has good Sahayam, that is he has very nice people who can guide him on policy. So Sahayavan means prashasta mantri vishishtaha. He has great mantris who can help him in policy decisions. They can help him. न मोघौ निष्फलौ क्रोधहर्षौ यस्य सः अमोघ क्रोधहर्षः. Like I told you, so फलपर्यवसानक क्रोधाभास प्रसादौ समये स्वीकरोति इत्यर्थः. So अमोघ क्रोधहर्षश्च, that is his krodha and harsha are never go futile. But then that krodha he is nicely saying is krodha bhasa. It is not actual anger. It is just an, you know, assumed anger. So it's not real anger. He's saying krodha bhasa. And then harsha is anyway prasada. So when Bhagavan gets happy, he's really happy. But when he gets angry, he's just acting that anger. That is how he's saying. So samaye swikaroti. At the appropriate time, he knows when to get angry, when to be happy. So that angry is assumed anger. When to assume anger and when to express his natural happiness, Rama knows very well. Then tyaga samayoho danagrahanayoho kalam vetti. So tyaga and samaya. Tyaga sanyama kalavit. So tyaga sanyamayoho. Tyaga and sanyama, he knows the kala. What is tyaga and sanyama? Dana and grahana. So when to give and when to take, Rama knows very well. Just one sentence from Govinda Raja. Samrutakaraha hridisthita kartavyartha vyanjaka ingitakara gopana chaturaha samrutatvam gudhatvam. So samrutakaraha means hridisthita kartavyartha vyanjaka ingitakara gopana chaturaha. So he has some things that in his mind, in his heart. So this is what is to be done. Such kind of thing he has in his heart. But then even by indirectly by his cheshta, he doesn't reveal it. That is the idea. So this entire shloka is about Rama's policy making, such kind of, you know, governance, kind of samarthyam. That is what is being mentioned here. Nibhrita samrutakaraha, nibhrita samrutakaro gupta mantra sahayavan amuha krodha harshascha. Tyaga Sanyama Kalavit. So the next shloka we will see tomorrow. Om Yatra Yatra Raghunatha Kirtanam Tatra Tatra Katamastakанjalim Bashpavari Paripurnalochanam Marutim Namata Rakshasantakam. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Shri Ramarpanamastu. So if you have anything to ask, you can ask.